see if we can hear you there. Yes?
Hello.
Hello. Hey, it's Zach Galifianakis is in the studio. How are you doing today?
I'm fine, Tom. Thank you. We've already went over that already.
We did this all fair. This is just like we're pretending we haven't spelled like you just came in and I just told you, save it for the air.
Tom, what is your listenership?
Like how many people?
Yeah.
Imagine you're in front of Giant Stadium right now. A sold-out Giant Stadium.
Really?
Yes.
I was told there was going to be 4 million people.
It's a little bit south of 4 million people, but it's a solid. The people, they come out, they support. So
Which concert at Giant Stadium, or is it a football game?
Well, not a football game because we would want seats on the on the field.
Bigger than that, bigger than a football.
Yes, but sometimes they don't sell the seats for obstructive view behind the band. Certain people do, though. One of the first concerts I saw with Billy Joel, and this kid in school was like, "I got Billy Joel tickets," and I was like 13, and I went to the Madison Square Garden, and it was literally the 4 worst seats in all of Madison Square Garden were our 4 seats. We were in the last row of the upper deck behind the stage.
Was it the Goodnight Saigon album? What was that?
This was 2 years ago. So
You're still seeing him.
Yes, it was. No, it was. It would have been the Innocent Man tour, I think, when he had all his old-timey kind of rock and roll roots coming through.
Not so innocent, actually.
No.
Turns out.
Those times were not as innocent as Billy had assumed. The guy's called Billy. He's like 61 now. Still called Billy. You got to stop with the...
That's what we call my grandmother.
You call your grandmother Billy?
She's no longer with us, but we changed her name after she died.
Now, you're in New York. You have some exciting stuff to tell everybody. I don't want to talk about your grandmother. So, it's like a multimedia experience. The month of February for Zach Galifianakis fans. It's like you can get the tactile experience of buying a product, which is a DVD, which is called what again?
What's the name of the Coldplay album?
Something about
Parachutes?
Rushing Blood or something?
No, it's called Live at the Purple Onion.
Okay, and that is that in stores now?
It will be in storage. It'll be in storage on March 6th.
Okay, so people can look forward to that. They can get ready for that. So that will not. So the month of February kind of isn't a multimedia experience.
Not quite yet, but we're a few weeks away.
So we'll say late February to early March is kind of like that. Is vaguely the multimedia zone that you will be in. So there's that, and you'll also be playing live, right? You also have a big live show coming up.
Yeah, in this area, in the New York City, New Jersey area at Irving Plaza.
Okay, and when is that?
February 24th.
Okay. Are tickets still available, or are just people out of luck now?
I don't know. I hear that it's going really fast. I think we've sold close to 16 tickets.
And is it one show or 2 shows?
2 shows.
2 shows.
Yeah.
So is that 8 for one show and 8 for the other?
Yeah.
Or is it like literally no tickets sold for the second show?
I think I asked them to straddle at 15 tickets for the first show, and I think I wanted to perform for one person. No, it's the first show is sold out, I think, and the people can get tickets to the second show.
And is that going to be like the bawdy show, like the we're in the black now, we can.
I think that's anything goes type of thing. Be a little bit looser. Okay. I won't have to stick to my my Tim Allen rip-off stuff that I've been doing for years.
Are you who else will be at the show, or is it just you? Is it an evening with Zach Galifianakis, or
unfortunately it's billed as an evening with Zach Galifianakis, but I'll have a couple of special guests. I don't know who they are yet. Barack Obama, I think, is going to come on. His stand-up is, well, he stopped smoking, but when he was a smoker, he was so funny. But no, I don't know who it will be yet. But we'll have a couple of other people on.
But people ostensibly are buying you for the evening. It's not a bill. It's not like you.
Tom,
no,
this is my breakout thing. Don't.
No, I'm saying that's a good thing.
Yeah.
You already got one show sold out. You can't get into that first show now.
No, I don't think it's possible to get in.
The door is slammed shut on you.
That's right.
The second show is your only way in.
Maybe. That's from Brooklyn.
Okay, I believed you there.
God, you're good. Sorry, I'm
That's
sorry.
all right.
That won't happen again.
Okay. Splash some cold water on your face. You're on the radio. Okay, I got it. I actually broke the lid on the button. I hit it so hard.
Take your finger off that button. It won't happen again. Are we back on?
I shattered this. Yes, we're back on.
Okay.
So, as you were saying, you biked all the way from Brooklyn.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
In the snow. It's snowing outside.
It is snowing. It's a nice night. Is this your first New York snowfall?
Of the season, yes.
It's magical, isn't it?
I love it. You know what? It does give you new life. It really does. And not to be... I don't like to be cynical about stuff, but it is beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful.
You're not going to be one of those guys now, are you? Like, just loving New York so much. If it happened in New York, it's somehow 10 times more magical than if it happened anywhere else.
I was biking on the PATH train, and I was looking at the Statue of Liberty, where my grandparents came. No, I haven't done that.
Because that's something I talk about on this show a lot, where New Yorkers tend to hold on to these experiences as if, like, they've never happened to anybody else anywhere on the face of the earth. Like, when the blackout happened a couple years ago, it's like, I had a blackout happen to me. I live in New Jersey. 5 days we didn't have power, and there was like we just toughed it out. We bought a cooler, and we put ice in it, and we threw everything in our refrigerator out.
Well, first of all, I think it's called African American out, and I'm offended that you would say blackout. But
thank you.
But there is you've probably been in this area for a long time.
Yes.
You're cynical about it, probably.
A little bit.
But there are people that come here and they're not used to the population and all the buildings, and it is somewhat magical to them. Scharpling.
Well, you're opening my eyes now. I'm going to look at it with new eyes when I go past the skyline. It'll be exciting now. Now you're now in New York. You are originally from North Carolina, though,
yes,
right?
Yes.
Is that were you out in like the woods of North Carolina, or were you around the Triangle? Where were you?
I was not. I'm from the mountains, the foothills, the Appalachian Trail, as they call it.
Okay.
Mouth-breathing country.
Is that like north or south North Carolina? Like
northwestern corner of North Carolina.
Okay. What's the neighboring state? I know nothing about geography. I would say, like, is it like...
I think it borders, like, one of the Dakotas.
That's what I was going to just say, like, Kansas?
It's Virginia and Tennessee hugs my pocket of North Carolina.
Okay. Well,
I have a farm there still.
Really?
Yes. I live there part-time. 60 acres.
And that's when you're not in... when you're not in Los Angeles or New York.
Right.
You like to...
I'm one of these pretentious guys that decided to buy a farm.
I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, it's nice. It's quite nice.
And how often do you get there?
Not enough, but maybe 2/5 of my year is there.
That's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're there, are you just ready to go home? Like at the end of it, are you just like... I need to go back to a big city.
You know, that hasn't happened yet. It has not happened. And I anticipate that happening, but it hasn't happened yet.
Are you like, I miss the arc light? Things like that. Like movies movies are only $8.50 here.
Yeah. Well, you know what? When you live in the middle of nowhere and you travel an hour to go see a movie, it makes you enjoy the movie more.
You appreciate it.
You do. You do.
That you're not just like rolling into the thing. You're like, what movie am I going to see today?
Right. You just go and like you spend some gas money and you've taken a loved one with you and you sit and you enjoy the movie, whether it's good or bad, whether it's a Wayans Brothers thing or not.
So when you drive an hour and a half to see Norbit, you're kind of like,
Hey, look at that's a pretty good fat suit.
Yeah, you're looking at all the highlights of the movie.
Yeah.
So, so down in North Carolina, you were of humble origins.
I would say so. Yeah, probably
Okay.
so. Yeah.
Slob, like slobs versus snobs. In that you would be a slob, not a snob.
Somewhere in between, if there's any of that existence.
Like blue collar.
Well, we were outsiders. I think.
Okay.
I think we were the only ethnic family, even though I don't look ethnic or anything. But my father was Greek, and we were the only people that had weird last names and that kind of thing. Yeah.
Okay. And because then you see like these fancy pantses out, like when you enter the thing, like you can spot them though, can't you? Can't you spot the rich kids?
That's right. That's
Right?
right. With their Nike shoes.
I have to get past this. I'm so mad, like I'm 10. Like I'm
Yeah, what is that? What is that? Let's talk about that.
No, I'm still mad at like the halves. I gotta get
Were you
over
from
it.
a have-not thing?
Yes, I was.
And how did you rise above it?
I think I just tripped over stuff. I was,
What's your background?
just middle class, kind of like, total middle class down the line, and some struggles with the money.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I'm still mad about that. That other kids didn't have to. Why am I talking? I never talk about myself.
I like it. Let's
I
turn
don't
the
like
tables a little bit.
I
Scharpling.
don't like this at all.
All right.
You have any Matt Walsh stories for us? You were on Dog Bites Man. It was Dog Bites Man, which was a show on Comedy Central for about a year ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was you and 80 Miles,
Yeah. Andrea Savage.
and Matt Walsh.
Walsh,
who is who I think Matt Walsh kind of gets by in a way is it's kind of like in the Upright Citizens Brigade world. I think what happened on the Dog Bites Man dynamic, he's used to being like the Dean Martin of that thing, where he knows he can skate by. He knows just like he can let other people do the heavy lifting, and then he just scores, boom, and then everybody loves Matt Walsh.
Matt Walsh is one of the worst human beings I've ever met in my life.
He is pretty horrible.
No, Matt did the heavy lifting on that show.
But that's what I was saying. On that show, all of a sudden the tables were turned. Matt's got the couch strapped to his back, and all of a sudden you slid in. Mm-hmm. And you...
Well, I wrote this character purposely so I didn't have to say anything. Because we wrote our own characters for the show, and I didn't... I thought it'd be interesting to not talk much. And, so given the fact that we were... hanging out with the real public, I thought, well, I don't really want to do a lot of work, and Matt had to do a lot of the heavy lifting, and the other two characters and the other two actors did a lot of talking, and I wanted to be quiet about it.
Smart.
It was very strategic. In all honesty, that was my goal. Mm-hmm. And they kind of caught on later.
They realized.
Yeah, they were like, wait a second.
Because then all of a sudden it's like, well, he has to have a line in a scene, because you can't just be there not saying anything.
Well, that would have been my preference, is not to say anything, but I had to pipe up a couple of times. But there's always a quiet guy, so I wanted, in the fact that he was the director of this show, I thought it would be kind of interesting that the director was so uninterested in what was going on, which I think is probably the case a lot of times in any kind of local news thing. It's just a guy getting by, just skating by. Originally, I think we had made it that my uncle was the station manager of the TV show, but that never came through. So
it is the kind of thing where somebody's got to be the it's always a job after a point. You could have the best job in the world, then like after 6 months you're like, you know what, I have to show up at this thing, even though it's the best job I've ever had. I can't not show up here, and that's what.
But isn't that the case for most people? They're just skating by.
I think most people are. I think that's why That's why you're where you're at, because you don't just skate by.
You know what? I'm a go-getter.
You are. I saw you with your bike coming here through the snow. That's not easy. You think other guys? You think Todd Barry's going to ride his bike?
No, Todd would not ride his bike.
No.
He's very aerodynamic, but he would never ride his bike. I don't know if he could ride a bike.
I wonder what that would look like. Todd Barry on a bike.
I think it would be Todd talking to himself on a bike. Mm-hmm. You know what? I think it would be maybe a unicycle. If he were to learn a bike ride,
he would learn
a bike ride.
He would learn. I could picture him on a maybe one of those big front tire, tiny little tire bikes, like on the wall at TGI Fridays on those wallpapers, those old timey wallpapers.
Good luck with that getting through the turnstile on the PATH train, by the way.
Yeah, he would have definitely be the elevator at the PATH.
That's a struggle. You can't. The PATH train is not friendly to bikes. There's no thing you can get through to push a button and let the bikes through.
There's not a swinging door?
I couldn't find one.
Wow. If people have questions for Zach Galifianakis, who's our very special guest tonight, the phone number is 201-209-9368. 201-209-9368. There's a very exclusive chance to get to ask Zach Galifianakis a question, because you have the place in North Carolina. Mm-hmm. You are kind of like the George Jones of comedy in a way. Mm. You know what I mean? You don't need it.
Not a lot of hits.
You'll quit. I see. You know what I see when I see you do it? You're ready to quit at any minute.
I'm done. After this show, I'm done. Actually, I quit before I got here.
Seriously?
Right when I rang the doorbell here, I'm done with it.
But you think I'm kidding? I think you're ready to quit. I think you could walk away from comedy with and you would never look back. You got other guys, they need it. You don't need it.
Well, the problem with it is that I don't have any skills. So then you need to make money. So I don't know what I would do. I'd like to be maybe. Do people make scarves?
I think people do make scarves. I don't know if they're gonna. I think you might. You might.
Is it scarves or scarves?
I think it's scarves
with a V.
Yeah.
Okay.
All of a sudden, some things might not that were normally available to you, like the arc light, for example, would maybe be like, ew, I kind of didn't sell too many scarves this week. Yeah. I don't think I can go see Children of Men.
Did you like that movie?
I didn't see it.
It's good.
People liked it a lot.
It's quite good. I liked it a lot.
I like the Queen a lot.
Is it the Mario Cantone story?
No, it's
not. It's a horrible joke.
No, it's not the Mario Cantone story.
I didn't see the Queen.
It's awesome.
Yeah?
It was great.
Yeah, she's winning all these awards.
Yeah, deservedly so.
Well,
she's just doing it. She's the Queen. So, did you ever see that show that Mario Cantone used to have? It's called Steam Pipe Alley. He had a kid show.
Very fitting.
On Channel 9 here. It was out of Secaucus. That was his day. That was the thing that brought Mario Cantone to the public. Was Steam Pipe Alley, and it was like a kid show on Sunday at like 11 or noon, and it was just the weirdest show on earth. It was a guy who was just an audience full of kids, and he's doing like this Betty Davis impression in front of them. They have no idea what he's doing, but he just would ride that stuff, and then the kids are just like, when do we get to run through the maze? And he's like doing some Joan Crawford thing, and they're like, the kids don't know what he's doing.
I think he's so funny, actually. I really think I've seen him do stand-up. I really like him. I think he's very good.
I like him a lot. And you know who likes you a lot? The people who called the number. It's lit up. Let's try this. FMU, you're on the air.
Hello?
Hello.
How's it going?
It's going all right. Who's this?
This is Thomas.
Where are you calling from, Thomas?
I'm calling from Columbia, South Carolina.
There you go.
Yeah, man.
Do you have a question for Zach?
I do. I was actually wondering, now, I sent an email out to his website to see if he would be interested in coming on a radio show in Columbia, because I believe he's got a show here at the university on March the 30th. And I was wondering if he was still interested in that. He told me to contact him like a week before the show to remind him, But I figured since I have this opportunity, I may as well see if.
So you come on my show. You're going to take my time to ask about your show.
What's the?
No, I won't say like the name of the show. Or
okay, you can
I'll
say the name of the show.
I won't say the station.
Say whatever you want. It's low rent though. What you're doing.
Yeah, it's a college radio station. It's 90.5 WUSC.
What's your
called the Fishbowl?
Thomas?
Yeah.
What's your not you, Thomas Scharpling.
Sorry.
The other guy's name's Thomas. What's your listenership?
My listenership, I actually have no idea.
Okay, I'll do it.
All right.
Perfect.
That's so great, man. Yeah, I mean, we get a lot of calls in, every once in a while, that people saying that they like the show and stuff, but honestly, we're not very informed on, or at least the DJs aren't very informed on exactly how many people are listening.
Do you have a sidekick named Booger Stash or anything like that?
Well, actually, my sort of sidekick, his name's George, and he has a fairly large not mustache, but beard. I mean, he does have a mustache with a beard.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't think it's quite as big as yours, or at least I don't know if you shaved recently or not, but yeah, it's a nice big beard. And
this is going to be a great interview when you do this. If this
seen a booger.
If this is what you're going to be in store for. If this is just a little taste of it.
If George will change his name to Booger Stash, and you'll have some wacky sound effects, then I'm in for it.
Oh,
and as long as the interview is like at 5 a.m. Yes, I'll come on. I will.
That's awesome, man.
Anything else you want to line up on my show? Anything? Any record labels?
Hey, he should play a song. Can he play a song?
Show if you want to come by.
Goodbye.
Don't be. Why did you get offended by that? Because you think he's hijacking?
It's low rent. Guy sent you the email. You wait for the response.
Yeah, and I ignored it like I do.
Exactly. I mean, there's a system in place for things like this. You write the email. You wait for the reply to the email. I mean, what is he, Rupert Pupkin? He's just like, I'm just going to make things happen. I'm just going to cut the line.
Thomas, I'll do it. Don't listen to Scharpling.
Okay. FMU, you're on the air.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi, Tom. This is James from Reading.
Hey, James. How are you doing?
I was just wondering how Zach feels about all these comedians playing, instruments during their sets. I think he's the exception of that rule, that's funny. I think every other comedian who does that is completely horrible.
Like who? Name some names. I always love watching people's
a month
faces.
ago, I forget his name. I think his name's something funny, and he played on Comedy Central. He played guitar, and he.
Yeah, I knew that. Dimitri Martin.
Yeah.
You got mad,
I thought
didn't
that
you?
was horrible, and I
hated him.
Guy on Leno doing it, I thought it was horrible.
On what? Leno?
On Leno. I'm sorry. I have horrible cell phone.
What is it? You're calling from France? Jay Leno.
I'm sorry.
So how do you feel about other people playing it since you were the first person to ever do it?
I have no ownership over it. It doesn't bother me at all.
Oh, I just thought you were kind of like the one person who can kind of do it funny.
Oh, well, that's very nice of you. But no, I don't hold any. There was a guy called Victor Borgia that was doing it years ago. that people could say that I was ripping off. So, but he could actually play the piano. So, no, I don't. It doesn't bother me at all. It doesn't. And Dimitri's a friend of mine, and I think he's a great joke writer. So,
not a good performer though. Apparently, just he's a technician. You like his joke writing?
What are you? Why are you trying to?
I'm just teasing. That's the funny. What Todd Barry was here about a year ago, and he would.
Your favorite person you keep bringing up.
I could not get him to badmouth. He wouldn't even badmouth like David Brenner. I was like, say something bad about any comic, and he was like, no, I'm not going to say anything bad about anybody. Thanks for the call, buddy.
Bye.
FMU, you're on the air.
Hey, Tom, it's Listener T.
Hey, howdy. Where are you calling from?
Calling from Los Angeles.
How's everything out there tonight?
Oh, it's good. I had a question for Mr. Gaspo-Flasky.
Mm-hmm.
We went to see the Comedians of Comedy show at the Troubadour, and his brother came out at the end, and I just wondered how he's doing with his career.
My brother Seth, my twin brother.
Yeah.
I don't know. I saw him. That's the last time I saw him or spoke to him was at that show in Los Angeles, and he's getting ready for his I guess next football season. But I don't. We really don't talk. That was something that was arranged through the Troubadour. I don't have much of a contact with him.
Well, it seemed he seemed like a very sweet guy.
Really? Well, okay.
Yeah. He seemed very nice even when they were throwing food at him. So.
Who was throwing food at him?
At the end.
Oh yeah. I heard that. I heard about that. I had already left, but.
Yeah.
He's a bit gentle. He's nice. I mean, it's hard to be at odds with your brother. That's especially your twin brother. But I don't know. He's kind of riding my coattails a bit. It's a bit frustrating. Kind of like Dimitri.
Yeah.
Dimitri Martin's very nice. I like Dimitri Martin. I don't know. I can't speak for present company.
I was also wondering. Whose idea was it to have people standing for 5 hours at a comedy show?
That was my idea.
Well, good on you for that.
Clearly
that
my
was,
idea.
That really amped up the experience.
And I had suggested doing like a Bikram yoga, like heating the place up a little bit. But because I noticed that a lot of the audience is really overweight.
You would have got sued.
No,
Wait, the audience was overweight at a comedy show? What?
I apologize for that. I don't know. I don't know whose idea was that. But
that's it really didn't matter because pretty much everybody killed. So
pretty much.
Who didn't you like?
Okay, Tom.
Well, David Brenner wasn't very good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I gotta stop with that. I like stirring the pot. Making trouble with people. Well, thank you, listener T.
All right.
You have a good night.
You too.
Huh? FMU, you're on the air.
Hey, this is Ben from California on Chronic Narcosis.
What's that?
It's a heavy metal band.
Okay.
Zach, I have one question for you.
Yeah.
First off, how you doing?
I'm doing well.
I think that might have been your question.
Oh, okay. Well, there was actually...
No, go ahead with your other question.
All right. Hey, I've been trying to find a skit that you did on The Late World a long time ago called Sneaky Jesus.
Yeah.
I've told all my friends about this, and nobody has been able to see it.
Yeah. What was the name of your band? Chronic Narcosis?
Chronic Narcosis.
How long have you been smoking with that?
How long have I been smoking?
That laugh there. That's a smoker's laugh.
With that. With that.
How many packs a day?
Right off the bat.
2 packs a day? That's a total smoker laugh.
Chronic.
Oh, it is?
Okay. I don't know where you can find that. I have no clue, but we...
I've looked on YouTube. I've looked on all the little... the YouTube facsimiles, Metacafe.com, and a couple other ones.
Mm-hmm.
And I've Googled it. Can't find it. There's a site on VH1 that has a section for that's dedicated to the former show, which never should have been taken off the air. And they have the link there, but the link is dead.
Oh, God. Jesus, I don't know how you're going to get through your life, but I think maybe... I think we're trying to release the show. I have all the tapes of it in my attic, and I will eventually crawl up there and shove it into my computer, and all that stuff will be seen. Hopefully in the next. I was going to say in the next year, but since you made this phone call, I think I'll do it tomorrow.
Wonderful. Oh, that'd be so kick-ass. Very, very cool.
Good luck with the band, buddy.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, bye. This is the best show on WFMU. We're very excited. We have Zach Galifianakis in the studio. He's got his new hot DVD. Comes out in a couple weeks called Live at the Purple Onion. And you can also see him. You have a whole tour, though, not just New York.
Yeah.
You
want me to name the cities?
Sure. Can you?
Yes.
Or should I try to bring them up on the computer?
No, I have them.
Okay.
To memory.
Yeah.
Fayetteville, Arkansas after New York. Little Rock after New York.
Okay.
D.C., Philadelphia, Orlando, Portland, Seattle, Detroit, Minneapolis, Indianapolis, Madison, Chicago, something else.
So this is pretty much coast to coast. Everybody's gonna have a crack at you. So I guess people can go to your website and find out specifics on time and place and all that stuff. Let's go back to the phones. They're all lit up. I'm not used to this. FMU, you're on the air.
Hey, Tom, this is David.
Hey, David, where are you calling
Do you have
from?
any women callers, Tom?
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, David.
I had a great question.
See, like,
for
it's,
Zach.
and I listen
Come
to your show.
Zach,
Hold
one
on,
more, man.
David, hold on 1 second. I want to talk to Tom about this. I have listened to your show, and there's never women callers.
There's women callers.
Well, I've never heard them.
Of these 4 callers lit up, Mike, how many are women? Zero.
Zero. Okay, David, go ahead.
Thank you. Zach, I was wondering how your plans were coming along for your writers' commune in North Carolina. Is that project still a go?
It is. It's going along swimmingly. I mean, it's going to be a long process. I'm grooming the land right now, and it will be. It takes a long time. I want to be a sustainable farm, and I got to build cabins. I built a pond last summer.
Right.
But that's my goal, is to make it a writers' retreat.
Oh,
you know what?
goodness.
I'll probably never do it, but it'll be the writers' retreat or all black nudist colony.
Well, if it's going to be a plantation, maybe you could use an overseer. I ask because I'm not technically from D.C. I'm in for Northern Virginia, but I write, and I don't.
Do you have any farming experience?
I'm decent in the garden.
Next
I got a somewhat green thumb.
Next caller. You're the boss. FMU, you're on the air. Let's get some women to call also.
I'm here.
There we go.
I'm here.
See? Look, there's a woman. What's your name, madam?
Me?
Yes.
Oh my God, I'm on the air. I'm Erica, and I'm a huge Zach fan. And my question for Zach is, of all the stuff that you do with the DVD and the stand-up and the movies and TV, what's your favorite? What's your favorite type of work?
Of all the stuff I do, I like doing stand-up the best. What's your name, David?
I'm Erica.
Oh, Erica.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I was so used to saying David.
Erica with a K.
David or Michael or some
Like you've
You can
never
call me,
had
you can
metal
call me
band.
David if you want to.
You'd almost
Sorry.
think you were never at your own shows, like wondering where all these guys are coming from. Like, what are you doing? Your shows behind like a curtain, like
Erica.
Yeah, I'll be
I
at
take
2 of the shows,
I take what comes my way. I don't really have a career where I can pick and choose, but I like doing I do stand up for a while, and then I hate it, and then I got to get an acting gig, and then I'll try to get an acting gig, and then I'll do that. I'm like, I hate acting, and then so it goes back and forth.
Well, it goes back to that, you get tired of what you're doing after 6 months, so at least you have a job where you can kind of mix it up a little bit. So.
Yeah, it's the grass is always greener, I think, type of thing. So, but as Tom said earlier tonight, I think I'm ready to walk away from it all.
You would walk away if you. I honestly, there will be a day where it's like, where'd he go? He left. He didn't need it like everybody thought he needed it. He did it. He didn't need. It wasn't some sick compulsion in him, driving him to just need it all the time.
Yes, but the fans, we need it. We need it. So don't go, Zach.
Hard life.
All right,
I
won't.
want to tell you. Thank
All
you
right.
for calling, madam.
All right, I'll talk to you later.
Did you say madam?
Yes, I'm very formal program. Try to be very respectful to ladies when they call. 201-209-9368 is the
Don't
number.
give out the number. It's lit up.
No, it's not anymore.
Oh.
Well, now it is again. FMU, you're on the air.
Hey, I got a question for Zach.
Sure. What's your
what
name?
What do you have against fat people?
Well,
Cause
what
I downloaded your latest Purple Onion thing, and you just make
that's
fun of
great.
fat
I
people.
don't really want to talk. He downloads. Oh, he pretty much stole your new DVD, and he's mad. I stole your.
I have nothing against. I'm fat myself. Why?
Not even out for 2 weeks. He's like, I just saw it.
What do you, I don't even understand what. Why'd you get rid of that guy? I want to talk to him.
Because he just.
Because he's fat.
Well, I just hate downloading. People like one guy's like, yeah, I'm trying to find your sneaky Jesus thing. Like, where is it? It's not enough entertainment out there for people. It's like more just content now to get through. What about just like movies that are actually available and actual things that people are putting in front of you to say, here, try this. There's a billion of that for you, but people are trying to find new things to be like.
But Tom, you ever see a beautiful butterfly that you wish you could see again?
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're getting at. That's what the guy was about Sneaky Jesus. He was like, oh God, if I could just see that butterfly migration.
And there's no offense to you and your content. It's not going to be as good. The guy remembers it a certain way. There's things I remember. I never want to see him again.
Right.
I went to see Dinosaur Jr. live, do the reunion show. I saw it in Chapel Hill. It was amazing. They came up here. I wanted no part of it.
Why?
I saw it because I saw it once. It came off perfectly the one night. It ran the risk of it not of it jeopardizing that one good night.
Was Jay Masix there?
Jay Masix was there, yes.
That's important for a Dinosaurs Jr. reunion.
He was there, yes. He was holding it down. FMU, you're on the air.
Hey, this is Ben Frank from Poughkeepsie.
Oh, good, another lady.
What's going on? What's up, Ben?
I was just wondering. I heard the guy call before about Sneaky Jesus, and I was looking on YouTube, and I saw a clip of Kevin Federline on Late World. I was wondering if you had anything to say about that, just the story behind it or anything.
I didn't know. I know of what you speak of, but I didn't know who he was back then. And
just for people who don't know, Late World was a show you had. It was a late night talk show.
I was a big fan of that show, by the way.
Comedy variety program you had on VH1. So like 3 years ago, 4 years ago.
Yeah, like 4 years ago. Yeah, I think so. And
yeah, great show.
But no, I mean, it's just odd that he was one of the dancers on the show.
Did you realize it immediately when the whole thing happened with Britney, or did it just kind of came together?
You know, that dancer and I became really close friends.
Right.
And back then he was not known as K-Fed or Federline, or back then his name was Chad Farthouse.
Was that?
It's an old joke. It's such a bad joke. But no, I have no connection with him whatsoever. I would love to talk to him. I feel like he gets a bad treatment. Actually, I think in the press. I mean, the poor guy. I mean, I would call her. What's your name, Ben?
Ben Frank.
All right, Ben. Ben Frank.
Ben Frank.
Okay.
Okay, you said it. I'm hanging up on you now. It's just like he's up to something with that.
I don't think so. Why?
Ben Frank. He's gonna like pull that and put it as like some like thing he clicks on his website.
You think he's gonna .com it after?
Yeah, or it's just gonna be like, here's like a listen to me with like do my Ben Frank bit with Zach Galifianakis. He's probably got it with other people too. Like, here's me calling up Larry King Live and doing my Ben Frank bit. FMU, you're on the air.
Hi. I was just going to ask Zach. I was watching the Comedians of Comedy movie, and I noticed that he went and found a couple of just street artists and then integrated them into the show. I was wondering, does he do that on a regular basis?
Caller, what's your name? Because Scharpling obviously didn't do the
proper introduction.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Is it Ben Frank again?
No. My name's Marshall.
Marshall.
Yeah.
Yes, if I'm in a city that has street performers and I'm walking around and bored, yes, I will ask them if they're interested. Or sometimes I'll fly to a town and I'll call a church or a dance company, and I'll ask them if they're interested in performing with a comic. It's very hard to explain over the phone, but when I come to town. But yes, I do that. I try to do that as much as possible.
Is it like do you like give them a new assignment each time, or is it just working into your current set?
It depends. I mean, that was I think in the Comedians of Comedy was very specific, and but no. Sometimes I have premeditated thoughts about it, and I will call a gospel choir and ask them to sing something, and that's how it happens.
But I mean, it's really cool. I don't really know what else to say about it.
I think you're right. It's really cool.
You never know what you're going to get, right? Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, buddy, is the most insincere.
It's very sincere.
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, buddy. FMU, you're on the air.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey, this is Kevin in Chicago.
Thanks, buddy.
I had a question for Zach, which I just saw you were here at Weeds a few weeks back.
Yeah.
And it was great. And I didn't have the guts to go up and talk to you, but I just had a question. I heard you say in an interview you struggled with your you got better once your knees started shaking on stage, something to that effect.
Once it stopped shaking.
Once your knees stop shaking, your legs stop shaking,
yeah,
like from nervousness.
Yeah,
I struggle with this also. What advice can you give?
Are you a comedian? Are you a performer?
Or do you have palsy?
Yeah, I've only done open mics a handful of times, like 4 times.
Well, I think you just keep doing it as much as you can, and then those nerves go away, and your confidence. I mean, it's even good to have fake confidence, I think. And just my only advice to people that want to perform is just do it as much as you can. That's my only advice. That's that, and make sure you hold the microphone to your mouth.
Hold the microphone to your mouth.
So basically, you fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying.
Yep.
All right?
And a beard.
And a beard.
No,
he doesn't even get a thanks, buddy, that guy. FMU, you're on the air.
Hey, this is Vince DiMaggio from Chronic Narcosis calling back. I had a comment about the Sneaky Jesus thing.
What?
Listen, when you watch something that's that good,
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying, Tom, but, when it's a different thing when it's a comedian that totally has you just, barrel laughing.
Yeah,
over
Vince,
something.
this was my argument. I don't know if you heard my retort, because I am on your side.
He's calling up just to be buddies with you.
Yeah, I agree with it. Like, Tom is acting as if, all you got to do is put Dane Cook on, and then you'll be satisfied.
Don't get on Dane Cook.
Jay
Davis is going to be on next week's show, by the way.
Is he really?
No.
Oh.
He's going to finally work out that TLC killer.
But I don't know what to tell you about Sneaky Jesus. You know what? Can I tell you something, though, without sounding too pompous? We did the reason we did that was back then. That's when all the Catholic crap was going on with boys and stuff,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and we did it because I thought it was something funny about Jesus being this kind of sneak around guy, and that's the story behind Sneaky Jesus. And I was eating a lot of pot cookies back then.
Well, I just love the physical comedy aspect of it.
Thank you very much.
It was just absolutely hilarious.
And the guy that played Sneaky Jesus, his name is Tommy Blacha. He was a Conan writer, and he was my head writer. And I will say he's the funniest person I've ever met in my life.
Oh boy, just having that kind of tap resources is wonderful.
Thank you.
All right, man. Hope to see you sometime.
Just cut him off. I mean,
it makes Mike laugh out there.
I know Mike's dying laughing.
That is the fun to Mike. That is the funniest thing. Hearing
like a sincere guy, like complimenting your guest.
Thanks so much. I just really wanted to. FMU, you're on the air.
Hey, Tommy, it's Blue Willie.
Not tonight, please. That's what goes on here when we don't have people like you in the studio. I would actually talk to him for about 35 minutes. I'd be like, wait, where you going, Blue Willie? Don't go yet. There's still a little more show.
Like, we're going to call Blue Willie back.
Exactly.
You call him some nights.
Yeah, I give Blue Willie the hotline number. FMU, you're on the air.
This is John Adams.
Hey, John.
An earlier caller asked about Zach and his feelings towards fat people, and I was wondering what his personal struggle with weight and weight issues has been.
With the weight and what?
With weight issues.
Oh, well, I was very thin for a long time, John. Was that a sarcastic laugh?
Somebody.
Or is that a button you like?
No, that's not me. Don't blame that on me. People call up. They have their own little. They're doing their show.
Yeah.
You're on their show all of a sudden. There's only less than 5 minutes left to talk to Zach, so we'll burn through these calls and then I'll ask him a couple more questions. And just remember, his new DVD is called Live at the Purple Onion. Comes out in a couple weeks. And then you can go to his website, ZachGalifianakis.com, to check out tour dates for his big coast-to-coast tour. FMU, you're on the air.
Yes, hi, this is Paul F. Tompkins. I'm calling from Los Angeles, California.
Oh, God.
Good heavens.
I had a question for Zach Galifianakis.
Yeah.
Zach, how did you get so good at being interviewed?
Well, is it Paul? What's the scholar's name?
Yeah, Paul.
Paul, there's a class you can take at the Learning Annex here in. Where are you going to be condescending about it?
No, I'm listening to you.
Okay, so there's a
Were
great.
you writing it down?
Mm-hmm.
In all seriousness, I know I joke around a lot, but this time I'm being completely serious.
Oh, I know.
But there's a great class at the Learning Annex given by Kathy Badman that you can take, and it's interview skills and how to how far your mouth should be from the microphone, getting to know the host a little bit, doing jibes at the host, that kind of thing. Are you a comic?
I like to consider myself one.
I think you sound familiar. Are you on that wonderful, wonderful show, Best Week Ever?
Yes, I am, as a matter of fact.
Man, how does one get on that show? Because, I mean, let me get it straight. Pop culture sucks?
No. I think that's a facile sort of way to look at it, Zach. Pop culture doesn't just suck. Sometimes we celebrate it and how delightful it is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then,
now,
and then how? What bus?
Let me get this straight.
And then what bus do you take?
Fooling people is the idea, right?
What bus do you take to get to the wherever they shoot Best Week Ever?
I don't follow you.
Next caller.
You know what I will say? You know what? Actually, I hear Paul's voice, and the only thing I think of is that, like, when you were talking about Sneaky Jesus trying to get back at the church, all I can think of is Studio 60. You were Studio 60 before Studio 60.
Thank you. And I think that's in my favor. I think I won this argument.
Wait, I'm not sure. Is that a compliment or an...
FMU, you're on the air.
Hi, this is Brandon from Venice, California.
Hey, how you doing, Brandon?
Pretty good. I saw Zach a few weeks ago at Largo, and I enjoyed the show.
Quick, you got 10 seconds.
Okay.
Show's about
I know you did the Mitch Hedberg tribute show, and I was just wondering what your relationship was with him.
I opened for him a couple times. Mitch is a quite charmful human being, and I'm sad about him. Thanks for ruining the night.
Thanks, buddy. FMU, you're on the air. Final call.
Yeah, we love. That's right.
It's over. Thank you. Ending on we do this thing. We keep track. We have wins, W's, and losses. Else, like I rate each show. That was a W. Sometimes they're blowouts. Last week I deemed it was winning ugly.
Who was on?
Just the usual goofball isms that we do for 3 hours. But the guys like that, it's almost like it was a route. It was a 3-hour route, and then at the last minute, it's like all of a sudden, like the bench guys almost lost the game in a weird way. Like it almost became a loss, but it's still a win. Everybody, just keep in mind. Any final comments? Anything you want to say to anybody?
Is Erica still on the line?
Erica, that was about 25 minutes ago. She was on. I will say to you, Zach Galifianakis, thank you for coming down.
Thank you for having me.
You trekked all the way here in the snow.
On my bike.
On your bike, no less. You can go to ZachGalifianakis.com to get more information on the exciting tour, which is going to launch in the next week or so.
I think so. Yeah, in the next 10 days.
The DVD is called Zach Galifianakis Live at the Purple Onion, and will be in stores
March 6th.
March 6th, and people can check that out. And thank you for coming down. And thank you to Paul F. Tompkins for calling. That was exciting.
That about?
I have no idea. We're in Evan's show now, so
okay.
So everybody, stay tuned for for Evan Funk Davies. He's going to hold it down for the next 3 hours, take you all the way to 2 a.m. And this is WFMU East Orange, WXHD Mount Hope, worldwide and World Wide Web at WFMU.org. This has been the best show on WFMU. We'll be back next week. Thank you.